If you have in mind a color of a city, I would always imagine Ethiopia like this ochra color of the desert. I was very impressed when Zege gave us our first interview, when he said that whole Ethiopia is with highlands and all this landscape, and I always had in my mind Africa, like always Sahara or desert. When he talked about us that this highlands, it's very high, and I had a green.
So the city is like this.
But an Ethiopian house, how I imagine it like that. I want to buy dresses.
These cars and the dresses and material, you know, textile and like some, how you say, necklaces and cars.
We will be going to Merkato, which is the biggest open market in Africa, as you know.
Merkato is where people get urbanized. You come from the countryside as a poor shoeshine boy or no job, you go to Merkato, you hustle, you do things, and then you become an urbanizer. You get trained the hard way to live in a city.
It's collected all the way from hotels and restaurants and everything. Then he brings and sells to them here. Then half liter, 1 liter, 2 liters, they put it separately and they resell it back. Actually, in some cases, they even refill it. You know? Be careful.
I think I can learn how they live in small plots, how they live, how they manage the space, and how they have this family structure, because if you live in this small space, you have another relation to a person.
They are very happy, by the way. They enjoy their life. All their prayer is to get buyers for this onion, no more. Yeah. This is where you keep charcoal and where you make coffee. Cans, you know, like you can see here. They will recycle it and make it in such a way.
In Merkato, you can even buy a single bite of food, a spoonful. And they recycle sleeping places. There are people also in Merkato who have houses in the US.
And there are places where even the police will not dare to get in.
The majority of people are making their living out of informal activity.
He's going to make a room for rent. He's 12 years old and he sells this 13 bird each. Then he pays for his education, he covers his expenses, and he even helps his family. Whatever key you need, he can either duplicate or he can give you the same key from here. He says when he has a good business, within a day he makes up to 15 per profit, which is, I can say, €1 and 20 cents. He has no family, he lives alone, so he's saying it's quite enough for him, this much money per day.
If you are in Merkato, you have the advantage of location. There is a lot of life, there is a lot of dynamics there. Merkato is like the economic hub of the country.
What are you doing?
I'm like this for my sister.
Is it good? How much it costs? 15 beer. Our interest is the city phenomenon of the expansion of the city, okay? In the horizontal way or in the vertical way. And we want to examine this and to propose a future scenario. Our title is Surface City. Why? We observed from the distance and from the pictures, and we had the impression of a lot of surfaces and materials that constitute the city. So we go to Merkato. Okay. We made in this plot, we made like sections. Topographical density proposal. Implementation of prototypes. This is very complicated, I don't understand. So in the future, perhaps we can implement these sections or
Commerce
these
activity,
strategies according also to the commercial.
What are their plans for the future? I think this is the most important to see.
There was this push from the government that Merkato has stayed too long as one floor, one story structure. There were proposals by architects, people, planners, and so on, to make a high-rise building. And we talked with the inhabitants, with the people who own the shops. They don't want to make a high-rise building. What we're trying to do is not create actually building, but a kind of infrastructure, a system to create another level, but for activities.